I state your name. Do solemnly swear. Support and defend. The Constitution.
Something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Let the games begin. Yeah. Come walk in my shoes. I done paid all my dues. I got something to prove. All in, nothing to lose. Right now, a new day starts. Woke up my brain hard. crazy like Prince in the 1980s. Don't play me, I'm not Brady, too blown, you can't deflate me. Yes, ballin' is my calling, can't box me out, I'm all in. We built from yes, y'all on top of the charts and never falling. It's time, beast mode, put it on the line, free throws. It's Friday, I'm Debo, take it back like repo. Got on my headphones, eyes closed in my zone. I've been down this road every time I drove it home. Then set back up again like it's 1st and 10. Only aim to win, let the games begin. I was born for this, from day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit, ain't no stopping it. I was born for this, from day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit, ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it, ain't no stopping it, ain't no stopping it. Let the games begin.
Right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. It is Saturday evening, and I'm really loud. How is everybody doing? We got a real special show here. We're just gonna take it easy. We got a few things to get into. Why is everything so quiet? All right, there we go. Great opening. Thank you, Humble Bee Farm. Watchful Warrior. We got Care Bear, Face. We got some mods. Always Amy in the room. Happy to have everyone with us. And go ahead and take that. I'm just going to say welcome, Silverwolf. All right, my daughter made that. Brother, thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Voice volume up. Is the voice not good, or how are we sounding?
Sound pretty good.
You sound good.
Hi,
all right,
everybody.
We're good. Are we 5 of 5? Yeah, the volume was down. I just turned it all the way up. We should be good. You guys are delayed. Somehow that was down to 30%. Beer is good. Yes, we are drinking something tonight here. Something special, a little zombie dust.
Zombie dust.
And that's made right here in like Muncie, Indiana.
Getting our zombie
Munster,
on.
Indiana. We'll wait till we move forward till we hear the sound. I think I got it all figured out. Hopefully sound is not low. We got 390. We're just getting into it. Let's I'll get him off all by himself. How embarrassing.
I'm never embarrassed. Never.
All right, brother. Let me fix a few things that are just out of whack here.
10-4, this is all a little overwhelming.
Well, how is it being in the studio?
Here
we go. 5 of 5 now. All right. Awesome. Yes.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
We got Silverwolf in the studio. Let me hijack that.
No horns.
Let me jack that. We'll put that there. There you go.
That's awesome. I got my own name tag.
We tried to have the light on it, but it just is so. It's. All right, so we got Silverwolf. We're just going to do a hello. What's up, Jimmy? Another fellow Navy. Silverwolf was Navy. Went to. I guess we could just talk a little bit, kind of like we were. I said, let's save this. But Great Lakes, great mistakes.
Great mistakes.
Great mistakes.
That's where it all began.
That's where it all began.
I had to take a train. We almost got kicked off the train on the way to boot camp because we got in between the two cars and we started smoking a cigarette. And the conductor comes through. What are you guys doing? He was gonna throw us off, but once he found out we were MEPs and on our way to boot camp, he sat down and stood over top of us like, holy smokes, this way it's gonna begin.
Gave you a little bit of a break.
Little break. We definitely would have got off at the next stop though if we weren't heading to boot camp. There's about 5 or 6 of us going.
So how did you come across the Patriot Hour? Just
surfing the wild web and paying attention to what's going on in the environment and society and the government. Taking that oath, in the military, when you first start, I think you say it like 3 times the time you go through boot camp.
Oh yeah.
And you take that oath. To me, I follow the old ways. I like to say like the John Wayne ways, where a man's handshake is valid and signed and witnessed oath. And it sticks to it like iron. And when I took that oath and put my right hand up and said that oath, I meant it. I meant it to the day I die. I have veteran dads, and I say dads, but it's 2 uncles and 1 dad. And of course, nobody can have more than 1 dad. But I was raised by them, and they're all veterans from Vietnam. Some have medals, yada yada yada. But they raised me that your word is worth your weight in gold. If you can't go sign for a vehicle or sign for a house, you're nothing. You became a mouse, not a man.
So, like, even with the credit, sometimes, we know if you have, like, kind of bad credit, you're treated like a second-rate citizen,
Yes.
And they'll make it harder. It's like, well, you get the car, so it's going to cost you a lot more. And it, like, puts a struggle more on the person than if you actually, I guess, if your credit's clean, you get along easier. You could get a better car for less money. And
right.
It's weird, but...
The credit system is weird, but it's what they put up in society for us to handle. And
if you learn to play it, you can play it,
Right.
You can take advantage of it or whatever. But and actually, it does pay to have in the system we're in to learn to play the games. That's got to understand the rules. Always like when I got into the service, you understand the rules. When I got out, one of the first jobs was a government contracting, and you need to learn the rules. And it's so far, I like to know that line. Not that I'm going to walk the line, but you don't ever want to cross it, maybe to get into trouble or fired or whatever. Credit is evil. No credit. Yeah, no, if you can operate off of all cash.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
But realistically, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at some comments here. My husband, Vietnam vet, Navy. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for being here. And things are getting done, by the way. Just kind of in a broad thing. A couple of human trafficking huge cases the last few days. Ohio, I think, just had like 50 rescued or 20. I'm going to get numbers mixed up. I know the one I covered this morning was 39. 39 kids. That's huge. That's awesome. It's awesome.
That is awesome. Well, where exactly did they find them?
Well, the one I went over kind of...
There's like a big raid.
There was 9 people that went down. No, it was involved the houses, and they kicked the doors in at one house, which led to several other people and certain kids there. But then with the paperwork and things they found, it led to other addresses and other players and other people. So and 9 arrested total.
Snowballs started downhill and got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Have you ever... and tonight's... for some of you out there, it's a Saturday evening. I'm glad you're with us. It's 10:30. I'm sorry we got going late for the Eastern Standard, but this was a last-minute thing, so it worked out great.
It's a puff pass kind of evening.
He didn't get in till late.
Grab yourself a little bit of smoke.
I don't think he was passing anybody getting here, but he might have been
honestly, puffing. I don't think I triple digits all the way here.
Pretty good drive coming in though. Didn't
Man, it's all
pretty
right.
much all back way. A few little towns you blow through.
Where I live in Michigan, doing work like I do, you have to travel very far, up to an hour and a half a day. So making a little jaunt this way or that way doesn't take me any time. I get it done. It doesn't bother me. Put on some music and off you go.
All right, let me show you this. Have you put this up on the big screen.
I feel like awkward.
How come?
Relax. In front of all these people, right? Just kind of take a deep breath, let it go. Drink a beer. I hope you don't try to bite me, Mike.
There we go.
With zombie dust. They turn you into a zombie.
So you've been to the QMAP pub? You ever been here, or just when we show it, like?
When you show it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and I've told people for years, come here, check it out. You know, even though we show it, so I'll show it to you guys tonight. But this is, you know, right now the last Q post ever out was 4627. But what I will, and I'll make this a little bigger. So if I wanted, I can turn on POTUS text, so we get his actual text shoved in here. And it net labels, though, like Trump, that says 19,436 text tweet ever.
That's wow, that's a lot of tweets. That's a lot of tweets. Now, do you think he has a minion of people tweeting, or do you think that's straight from his fingertips?
He does a lot of it, but during the day he does have a team now. I've dug into it, like between certain hours during the day, but he likes to be hands-on, and he has a phone that he uses. So the early morning ones, there's certain ones that you know are from him.
Right, but he's not in his own skin. He is a president of the office, so I'm sure the Secret Service once in a great while has to take his phone away from him.
They tried. He was rocking an S3 when he came in. I'm on an S10, so just let you know, there was an S3, S4, I mean, I had the S3, great phone. Really old at this point, really lacking security, but he wouldn't give it up. That's what he was using. And people bitch like, it's unsecure.
Right.
You know. And the wrong people from the left were bitching. This is early on, folks. And it's like, come on now. You didn't have no issue with Hillary and her BlackBerry and 14 devices.
But, can't be as bad as a server stuck in a basement somewhere, or a bathroom.
Bathroom in a New York basement home. Yes.
Of all places.
You know, a bunch of TP around it. All right. So anyway, I'll show you a few things on this QMAP. Other than just the turning on and off. Let's just look at Q post. Over to the left, there's a prayer wall, which any of you Patriots can go to and drop in a prayer. I guess there's a lot of them here. You can jump into other people's, and I will both lay me down in peace and sleep for thou Lord. Oh, and we had something else to get into before we really get started here. So, the prayer wall, the global players, notable deaths, but you got resignations, executive orders, and then down here you got the human trafficking, and that's something else I was wanting to show you. So if you look here, August 21st, name unnamed, human smuggling, tells you out of Texas, arrested was 1, rescued 1. 20 of August, Francisco, 1 arrested, 6 rescued. And you can just go through here. And it goes on and on and on and on. All right.
It's a lot of kids rescued, thank God.
We're winning. Big time. Every one of these is a win, folks.
It's funny the left want to talk about children kept in cages, but yet we're discovering this in P.O Island with Epstein and all that good jazz. So, definitely winning. Save the children, without a doubt.
And it's like... some of the 100 articles last week bashing Q, the movement, they don't ever really bash Q or the message. It's us. It's the conspiracy group, a right-wing, right fringe, and they don't really attack. Now, what they've been doing is like, they've been latching on to the Save the Children to try to hijack it, to bring it into their... And it's like, no, I've been here for 3 years. I didn't start a channel for Q. We've been covering it. It just so happened that right when I was ramping up, it was something I was seeing trend, and I was like, I like the information. And we said we'd cover it till the end when it stops, and the information and the articles that it links to have been nothing but positive. Everything that, there's some things we've learned, but man, most of it's already been public knowledge, and that's the whole thing. It's just guiding you, pointing you into these articles. Yeah, they attack us. It's like the meme I've been showing, QAnon attacks Satanists, pedophiles, human trafficking, the MSN, Twitter, Facebook, Target, QAnon.
I don't saving the children is the most important thing of all. That's bottom line. But as in going into depth, it makes me so sick to my stomach. It's hard it's hard to fathom.
Well, yeah.
Being even one of them children, I mean, the terrible things.
Well, the biggest illusion for me that got broken in a lot of this was, you look today, you have like Bill Gates on TV, you have Trump president, you have these certain names, certain people. And if you go back just about 100 years ago, the same people will come up. It was Mark Zuckerberg's or Bill Gates's uncle was in play with the medicine back then. You had Trump's uncle or great uncle or something, great grandfather's brother, Frederick Trump, was killed. He was very prominent back then. He was killed during the Spanish flu in 1917. So you go 100 years today, we're a couple years past it, 102 years, but it's like, you go back and there's a certain people in the limelight just like they are today. If you went back 100 more years from that, you'd get the same. So this bloodline's been repeating, and it's the illusion that we've all had for a long time that if you do well, if you do this, if you invent something, you can be famous, you can be on TV.
Shark Tank.
It's not. It's very well organized, and the typical, like we're all told that Bill Gates created something in his garage. That's why it's more like it was planned and seeded to him, and it was all meant to be. It wasn't so much, random shot in the dark, and that's the illusion they gave us, a story. Just like the Twitter not being made by Zuckerberg in the whole movie. I've seen the movie, darn it was. Him and he stole it from his college friends. You seen the movie?
Right. That's
all bullshit, most of it. I mean, the whole thing with the kids could be, but it was, there's a key person there, probably Zuckerberg, and that was given by the CIA. The CIA came out with Facebook. There was no way they were gonna be able to come out with it and get people to latch on if you knew it came from the CIA.
Make it a social event. That's what they did, so you can latch on.
Because it was everything they wanted. It's like everything about your life,
Send us pictures of you. What are you eating for dinner?
Some people, are that bad. It's like they're sending their boyfriend, or the people we know, and we all have them on social media. It's like at 8 a.m. they're at the store. I'm at the store. Snap of the producer, but I think this apple looks good. And then they get home, back home, unloading my groceries. Snap photo of that.
It's funny you say that because I just seen a thing on YouTube about it was with the androids, and they downloaded an app for COVID, and what it is supposed to do is if you come in contact or in the vicinity of somebody having COVID, they lock you down. So now imagine this: all us, I would say white ring, come closer. I say all us white ring. Start talking in our text, sending Trump 2020, QAnon, all of these things, and they're paying attention because this data is just being collected.
Yeah.
And if you remember back in the 60s, you had the white and the red Russians, and the red Russians were all to the white ones. They're here, just put your name and your address, and it's okay to believe what you want to believe, and we'll be fine. And they ended up coming through and slaughtering them all the white Russians, taking them all out. So I don't know if my facts on that is 100% correct or the dates, but it did happen.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm positive.
So we're going to be opening up the phone lines here in a little bit, folks, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, please, somebody help me. Please, somebody. I need
we got a good room.
Help me
here.
lighten up.
We got about 1,100 in the room. So again, welcome all new people. We're just starting here. We got Silver Wolf in the studio actually. Came to the Patriot Fest. By the way, what did you think of the Patriot Fest?
It was awesome. For the first event, it was just big enough. Except it would have been bigger if it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah, we know that.
COVID definitely held everybody away. But the people that did show up and come, it was a great event. I made awesome friends, hopefully for a lifetime.
Yes.
I got to eat Wilbur. Wilbur was definitely good. But it was a good all-around event. Now, I'm not sure if you told everybody about what happened to me on the way to Patriot Fest.
No, you can tell that story.
Oh, here we go. All right. I brought my motorcycle because of the Freedom Ride the day before, and I've been riding bikes for a very, very long time. Anyways, on my way down to Patriot Fest, I was driving, and I got into town, and I wanted to freshen up, use the bathroom, get a pop, whatever. And I noticed what time it was, about 11:30. I got to Bristol, where the Patriot Fest was, and I pulled into a gas station. I got off my bike, and I don't know if anybody's ever ride bikes, but it's like a social event. When you hang out at a gas station, everybody go, oh, nice bike, or they come up and talk to you. You can have a long conversation with somebody. It's fun. Anyways, I was sitting there, and I decided, I was 11:30, I'm going to get to the Patriot Fest. I didn't expect everybody to be there. I didn't know. It could have been a crapshoot. Showing up, if I was going to get along with somebody, if it was going to be friendly and open environment, which it was. I mean, it was like as soon as I come into the campfire, it was like hugs and kisses, and I started shoving joints in everybody's face. But anyways, I apologize.
That was after midnight, I think.
No, definitely after midnight, because when I got to the gas station, I went in, I noticed it was 11:30. It's like, I'm going to get there, probably lay down, take a nap, get up for the ride, the poker run on Saturday. And so I got me, a pint of milk. Sitting out in the gas station, drinking a pint of milk, and started beating motorcycles. 1, 2 went to the intersection, 3 went to the intersection, 2 pulled into the gas station. I'm looking around going, wow, it's kind of like a Harley town. What's going on? There's a lot of motorcycles. Guy comes up, he starts talking to me, and he's talking about this big fest, and I'm thinking I came to this Bristol, it's going to be one fest in the town, and Elkhart, and
he said there was a bunch of people there, right?
Yeah, there's like 50,000 bikes, 90,000 people, and I'm like, how can the Patriot Fest be that big? But all right, he's like, you want to follow us? I'm like, okay. So they go in and get their gas and cigarettes, whatever they were getting, and they come out, get on their motorcycle, and
following him. He's like, just follow us, we'll get you there.
Right, exactly. And I don't know where he's taking me, if I'm going to a big old clubhouse with 1%ers, if they're going to be accepting, I'm thinking it's the Patriot Fest, but then after a while, he started driving, and we went down the road. He said it was only a couple miles away. We went down the road, went through a couple turns, got up to an intersection. There was a couple motorcycles sitting on the intersection, and I just kept following him, and he got up to a left-hand turn, and it went into this 2-track where there was like 2 or 3 houses, and then the road went up behind the houses, kind of like you're going on somebody's property. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking we're at the Patriot Fest. Here we go. And I'm hearing more and more motorcycles, more and more noise, and it's almost like we were sneaking in. Because when he took the left turn onto the 2-track and went by the houses, there was I think it was an Impala or something, parked sideways in the 2-track. And there was just enough room for the motorcycle to fit between this tree and the car blocking the road. And he went through, and I kind of went through, kind of bumped my crash bar off the tree a little bit with my foot, and made it through it, and kept going. And he went down this big ravine. And it was a 2-track. It was all washed out, real rutted. So I'm not trying to dump my motorcycles. How embarrassing would it be? I just met everybody. Oh yeah, he's the one that laid his motorcycle down when he walked in. So anyways,
take his cut.
Take his cut. So I started following him and
kick his ass.
Right. Take his bike. Take his dope in his pocket. Get rid of him. Just leave him under a bus somewhere, maybe a tank. I don't know.
This is awesome.
Anyways, as I'm pulling down, I'm trying to remember this. It was a couple weeks ago. I smoked a lot of dope. Short-term memory. If we sit here for 10 minutes, it'll come to me. Hold on.
Give him time. Well, I remember the story. I can finish it. No, you.
I know I do. As I came down this hill, this washed out 2-track, going, man, I'm hearing more and more noise, and I start seeing camping sites. And as I made the crest of the hill and made it down, to me it seemed like a big open field, but it ended up being a lake. But there was campsites. It was a river.
Yeah.
There was campsites all the way around it, and it just opened up to this huge festival. I was blown back, like, this is the Patriot Fest, and then this motorcycle comes zipping by me. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to a rally fest, but they can be very risque.
Especially at the time you're there. Again, this is at
11:30, 12 o'clock. Maybe 10:30 or so. It seemed like I was there for an hour or so before I came to the Patriot Fest. Anyways, I did come to the Patriot Fest. That's what I wanted to do. That's where my heart was at. I feel passionate about the flag. I feel passionate about how America's
And you
going.
knew we were doing the flag retirement.
Yes, that's exactly where I wanted to be. It was the type of people I wanted to be. I've been running in motorcycle clubs and on these events like this for years. So, I'm looking for something new. Anyways, I digress. Back to what I was trying to say. As I pulled up, this motorcycle goes whipping by me. And there is 3 people on the motorcycle. There is a naked woman laying on the gas tank backwards, a guy driving, and then a girl on the sissy bar holding the girl
Bow,
on
chicka,
front.
wow, wow.
Oh yeah, they were naked and they were bow wow. And anyways, I'm like, wow, the Patriot Fest. And anyways, I ended up following this guy around a little bit. And we ended up at a stripper pole, and there had to be 55, 70 people around me, just naked women, a lot of fun. And come to find out, that was not the Patriot Fest. That was it was Summerfest.
Welcome to Summerfest.
But
That's the other big thing going on the exact same date. The Legion's been doing their thing for lots of more years. They just shifted that to line up like it's the exact same date as ours. So the Legion's had a stance of, we've been doing it first. But they lost a lot of their riders that support the Legion on Saturday are now engulfed in that, because that's a 4-day event, or three or 4 days.
I don't know how many days.
I think it kicks off basically Thursday night. People are over there at least pre-partying, setting up, but it's really all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and it's done on Monday, so 3 days.
It was a fun time. I mean, I ended up leaving. I ended up sneaking back out the way I got. I prayed to God. It's like, God, please help me find my way out of here, because first of all, I snuck into the festival. I got no bracelet. This is what you get for following people after drinking a pint
Take
of
his
milk.
cut.
Yeah, don't get caught drinking milk. They'll take your cut from you.
That's funny.
But yeah, it is funny. That is a true story, for sure. But when I got to Patriot Fest, it was absolutely the best time anybody could have, especially during pandemic. Everybody's sitting at home on the couch, missing that social environment, that love, that human contact. You don't even have to touch. You can keep your 6-foot distance, but just be in the vicinity of someone.
Oh, yeah.
And feeling
No,
that
it was a
aura.
long summer that we got shut down on almost everything, it seemed. So that was something we almost had to fight for. It almost turned into that because we were pitching it. We had plans, me, Woodman, and Ben, Scott, to do shows. I know at least me, Ben, and Woodman to do shows from the Legion at least once to twice a month. And we did a few of those. I don't know if you caught any of them in the early mornings where we were at the actual Legion inside of it. This would have been back last November, October.
Mm-hmm.
But
all the testing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then it turned off because the actual Legion shut down. When the COVID hit, it in April or whatever, it shut down. But more on that. Hey, I was just down there tonight. Everyone's super excited. They said they were really nervous teaming up with us, but it was nothing but blissful. Everyone was really grateful. You guys were the ones that came were great. So we truly appreciate that. We're calling for all of you to come again next year, the ones local.
Definitely.
I know you guys will help out again just like you did, and that'll make it great for those of you coming from even further. Well, anyway, let's jump into a few headliners here. I wanted to get your opinion. So Kyle Rittenhouse was working as a lifeguard in Kenosha the day of the shooting, went to clean vandalism at school after work. Everyone's acting like this kid came from Illinois with a gun, crossed state lines. That was his first mistake.
It's that easy, though. I mean, to cross state lines and be in a federal stance, then even if it is 10 to 15, 30 minutes down the road.
So what is your thoughts on that whole situation? Have you seen a lot of the video? Or
First of all, death, killing, running around on the streets with guns, that's bad. I mean, let's get that straight. It's no, we're children of God. We don't need to be shooting each other. But I do believe it was self-defense. But in turn, he did stick himself in that situation with a gun, knowing that's going to happen. If you're going to wield a gun, you better be able to use it. And the man did.
And he did.
He's
only 17 and he did. The funnier thing, not funnier, but what I've been getting into with people is everyone keeps yelling the kid. Typically, the kids are the ones that sneak out of the house. They don't follow curfews. They're a kid. not that that was his case. It looks like now more and more keeps coming out. He was working that day, so he was already. If you know this area, Kenosha, like me, I was in Great Lakes. I lived in Kenosha when I got back up there in that area. As an E5, I was on shore duty, and I went to Great Lakes, and I ended up not living in North Chicago. I drove 40 minutes to cross the border. Drastic change in price dropped.
Right.
You know,
From Chicago
it was cheaper.
to Wisconsin. Yes.
Yeah, and I had a part-time job there as well at the Sony store in Kenosha, or Pleasant Prairie, which is right when you cross over the border. And I just made that sacrifice, drove 45 minutes every day back and forth to work.
Isn't living along the lake awesome?
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
I was right. I was like 2 blocks away from there.
The only thing
for
sad
3
about
years.
Chicago versus where I live in Michigan is the sunset. You can't really see that set on the lake like you can where I live in Michigan.
Yeah.
Chicago's on the wrong side. So.
But so this Kenosha looks like the kid was there. I would say it like this: if the mob that they're planning, it's like everyone's got their thoughts on it. I think there's a city tour bus going around carting in the BLM to city. These people are not even from the areas.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And they might not be the one. They're just protesting. All right. But just the excitement that it brings around it. So it's like you got this BLM, what it stands for. It's already, edgy to certain people. There's certain companies that are saying BLM's all right. Make America Great Again's not. Trump appeal is not. All Lives Matter stuff is not. So it's like All Lives Matter covers Black Lives Matter because we're saying all lives. It doesn't leave anyone out. Where one leaves everyone else out.
I don't know how you can single out one race.
It's
all
dumb.
All matters. It is absolutely.
I've said it. I said all lives matter
100%.
to God because God created all lives. All lives don't matter to Satan because he created none of them.
Correct.
So that's the only way I look at it.
Right.
Are you with me on that one?
100%.
So then if you look at it from that standpoint, you can only say all lives matter and it covers everyone. That takes away from, no, it doesn't take away from nobody. It's all lives matter. It's a simple, quick statement.
We're all children of God, period. So all lives
people that are
matter.
propped up on that other thing, they don't know. It's like you can almost maybe get them to agree, but sometimes they just won't because they're, it's like we're trying to make a point here. But I don't even. It's rough.
Cheers, Mike.
It's rough.
Cheers, everybody.
That conversation,
Hey, puff, puff, pass.
Save the children. Somebody says yes. Hashtag save the children. So Kyle, my thoughts on that is.
My thoughts. He was a plant.
Did you see? Yeah, you were
he
saying
did that to being 17. Some kids graduate high school at the age of 17, depending on when their birthday is and when they started schooling. So he could have been fresh out of high school at the age of 17. I was running a job and going through school and babysitting or doing whatever I could do to make money. So being 17, you kind of feel like an adult. 18, you can go die for this country. So carrying a gun, if you're responsible enough, obviously he didn't have enough common sense to know not to take a gun into a mob. But when I've seen a couple videos of the shooting, the first shooting onto when the mob chased him, why he was chasing him, and the first guy that he shot, he was being chased by that guy. But that guy ends up being in Nevada. He's a sex offender.
Yeah.
So he's a criminal. I mean, not
Well,
that he
okay, so
deserves
that
it,
but there's other video. I guess we can try to find it all, but there's one video of the guy in the maroon shirt saying very vulgar things to Kyle, like at a gas station. When Kyle come walking up in the gas station, the guy's like, "Shoot me," and says the N-word in the N-word.
In the head.
But he's white.
He's white. Yes.
He's white, but he's saying, "Shoot me," using the N-word.
Shoot me in the head. Shoot me in the head. What happened was, I seen some video where Kyle put out a dumpster fire, and that's what started the fight at the gas station. Was some of the kids were now. You remember Kyle said he was a lifeguard, so he's got that first.
Well,
responder.
he was CPR certified. Earlier, there's video of him walking with the militia.
Right.
That and the cops come driving by and yell out, "Thanks, we're glad you guys are here," and he's with them.
Right.
So there's all that and people are saying he's only 17, he shouldn't have had a gun, he shouldn't have been there. It's like, I don't know if anyone knew that there.
Maybe he had a good heart. He just cared. He
Well,
wanted
that's
to
what
help.
it looks like. There's this picture I just showed you where he's scrubbing earlier that day when he got off work. He went down and was scrubbing off graffiti off the courthouse in Kenosha.
Right.
So he partook in that good activity.
I seen that.
He worked for the day, got off. It just seems all productive stuff.
And what started was that they were pushing a dumpster fire. It was on fire. They were pushing a
So,
dumpster towards the cops.
adults.
Right.
Now, by the way, there's a curfew mandate in the state of in Kenosha that evening that nobody was obeying. Kyle, the militia, I guess, but yet the cops drive by with the order. Maybe the order wasn't put in that night, but I thought it was, and I'm pretty sure it was. And they said, "Glad you guys are here." They didn't say, "Get home, there's a curfew."
No.
They actually told them they were happy they're there. Now they knew that these people were just with gun presence, marching up and down the streets because just not pointing at anybody. But man, if you see somebody with the brick going up to an innocent house, I don't understand where people they're ignoring that, because that's what seems to be happening in these 20 cities now. Everyone keeps saying, I'm arguing with people on social media and they're yelling, they're protesting. And I'm saying, I'm talking about the ones starting fires, breaking windows, smashing up the whole car lot up in Kenosha. What did that car lot guy do? What did that car lot guy have anything to do with the shooting that happened 2 days earlier where the cop shot the guy in the back 7 times? I get it.
You know what they think is that he has insurance. Insurance will take care of him. We get
That's
to smash it.
I've heard that. I've heard that theory, but that doesn't. That's dumb. That's
I'm a
illogical.
business owner. I deal with general liability insurance, and if that is not paid off, or you haven't read the fine print, you may not be covered for a riot or a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, they have acts of God, which are like riots and stuff. They don't pay you. Who wants to wait on that? And if the whole town's demolished, you're not going to get paid quick. It's not. Here's the thing: we don't have to sit back and take it. So here's my thing. If something like that was to come close to here, if it was planned and they had a date set in stone, what would be the issue if I decided, people are like, if he didn't have no business, and they also think if you don't own a business that you shouldn't maybe be down there guarding it. Well, it doesn't matter. I shop at my local store here. I go to the local Legion. I go to the local post office.
This is your land.
This is our land, so I would patrol it. I'm not out there to cause any harm. I'm just walking with my gun on my shoulder.
The Bible says, "Love thy neighbor, protect thy neighbor."
So I'm not gonna shoot it at anybody. It's open. It's seen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see somebody striking a match at something that they don't own, because they're people are telling you to not go out with your gun and protect something that you don't own, but they're not telling the person that's there looting and rioting that it's not their own, and don't start stuff on fire that you don't own, or don't break windows of things that you don't own.
So we learned this at common sense in kindergarten. Don't put your hands on people. Don't touch other people's belongings. I'm sure they didn't ask that car owner, car dealership.
So I guess, like you said, bottom line is, it's like, well, they're just there. They're breaking windows. They're going to take stuff. Let them do it. They don't deserve to die over that. Nobody says that they should die over that, but if you got a presence and you're just kind of walking there in that area and they think twice about breaking that window, dropping the window because you got a gun on them, or there and you're telling them don't do that stuff, and then if I guess if 10 of the mob want to come running at you, that's where your gun comes into play. But it seems like no matter what, you're going to be demonized, you're going to be arrested in this day and age. That's kind of the worst case scenario. You don't want, you shouldn't set out like, I'm going to shoot a couple people tonight because they're down there breaking stuff. No, you just want to try to stop them from breaking stuff and scurry on, get the hell out of here.
I call it patrioting up. Being a patriot. I mean, just being a God-sent person to help the community.
Well, people thought we were nuts a couple years ago talking about that these riots were being organized in mass levels, that because it wasn't happening then. We're reading the Q Post telling that riots are now being organized, and here it is. We're in this massive organized riots in all these cities. It's going to get worse with the election. Because, at this point, everything do you think Trump's going to win, or you think, he should win because of logic?
It's a landslide.
By a landslide, but if it comes out that he doesn't, do you think that means, do you think it's because of the cheat?
The cheat, that's the cheat. The mail-in votes is the cheat. My father is the postman. I understand. And, with the postmaster that was put in front of the Congress and asked all these questions, he's talking about tearing these machines down. Them machines ain't worked in years. and they tore them apart and they sent them out for scrap because they need the space to revamp it. They don't have the quite the mail load they used to due to the internet and emails.
Yeah.
I feel like we're digressing off the Kyle thing.
You're going to get into the postal office works?
Well,
no.
I tend to know a little bit about it. Not that I worked in it, but I grew up with my dad working from the post office, and I go down and visit him.
You ever seen the movie The Postman? Great movie.
I think I have.
Kevin
I need to
Costner.
remember it, yeah. I think I would have to see it again to actually remember, but I think I've seen it. But I understand about the Postal Service, and my dad is not conservative. He's been a Democrat since I was a kid, and he doesn't understand that the Democrat Party is not what they were back when I was
No,
young.
hell no.
They're completely different. They've been radicalized.
Yes, they've
by
been
Omar
infiltrated.
and all the rest
Been
of them.
infiltrated. Well, put it this way. People are now begging for Insurrection Act, what we talked about a few years ago. It's coming. People are like, you're dumb for wishing for that. And I'm like, I'm not wishing for it. It's the right of the president to do. Bush, they've all used it. It's never been harmful. It's never come after the people. We talked to Katrina survivors. People are like, they did it down there. They took guns. Well, once it got to a point where people act like they don't want infringement, but a lot of times in these disaster zones, you'll have vigilante Americans, people that claim to be patriots, rise up and start doing very horrible things to the rest of the community, looting and pillaging and all that stuff included. And you don't have a right to do that either. You have at that point you have a right to be shot. I wouldn't allow it, folks. Not in my neighborhood, not around my neck of the woods. No. I wouldn't be like Kyle. I know that kid found himself. I can only imagine he found himself in that horrible situation. So, like you said, I don't know the video footage I was able to put together here for you folks, or I don't have put together here, but I've seen.
The ones I've seen.
Yeah, well, the one where he's running and they got the guy chasing him, that is the guy that he confronted earlier. This guy was angry. It was this convicted pedophile, I guess, or, maybe he was 20 dating some 17-year-old or 16-year-old, and the parents pressed charges on him. I would imagine it could have been one of those, but it's still, you're underage and then you're overage. There's a line in certain states.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what happened, possibly. I haven't looked into it a whole bunch, but so that guy was chasing him, threw something at him, right? People were saying Molotov cocktail, but I don't think it was. I think it was just a bag.
No, it was a bag, but it was on fire.
Okay.
There was somebody behind the man that got shot. I wish I knew his name. But.
Well, when the guy was chasing, nobody's been shot yet. That guy was chasing him through the parking lot.
I was using that as a reference, but,
but nobody been shot yet, right?
Right, not yet. No.
Then there's a gunshot that goes off in that parking lot, which is the guy that gets his arm blown off later by Kyle. That's who we pieced together by looking at everything. So that guy shoots, but it's unclear if he was shooting at Kyle or just shot up in the air.
Probably just.
But if you're in a mob situation like that, 17 by the way, and you're getting chased by one crazy loon, I don't know what happened and what was, but this dude's chasing. He's screaming things, I would imagine. Throws something on fire at him.
Right.
And then a gunshot goes off in the front of you. You instantly, mind rattling, I'm not going to keep running forward. Gunshot went off. Danger.
Turn around.
So then you stop and you got this guy running. Poof! That's when he blew his head off or whatever.
Right.
Then, of course, now other people are wanting to chase him because they just witnessed that. The guy that shot the gun first to make him stop, I guess, now is running up on him with a gun. That's an adult with a gun out there breaking the curfew. Was he protesting or was he partaking in the fire starting and looting? Who knows? But now he's chasing him, and as this dude's running away, gets hit, people running up, kicking him, hitting the head with a skateboard, and then it gets down to where he falls down, and then it's bap shooting again, and that dude gets his arm blown off. So yeah, I don't think it's great, but yeah. He shouldn't have been there in that situation, possibly. But then, if he wasn't, he basically did what most Americans been thinking for the last 6 months now, seeing all this crap go on. Like, if it comes in my neighborhood, I'm going to be out there, and you might find yourself in a crazy situation like that.
That's exactly what I want to do.
If you have a gun out there, like you said, like, just having that is going to make people want to come up on you and talk crap sometimes, or maybe stay away and not start the fire.
There's a lot of crazy.
Well, you get the difference, right? I mean,
and they push the envelope. They
yeah,
come
yes.
out getting
You're going to get the 1 or 2. 5 people, like you said, the people that were running up on him to kick him. Once he papped the one who's like, you see the one dude putting his hand, I'm just watching.
Right.
You know, it's all of a sudden his attitude changed a little bit. He stopped dead in his tracks. He didn't want to get shot. Sad as that is. Yeah, no, I don't condone any of that behavior that we all witnessed. But
no, more hugs.
It happened.
A lot more hugs.
It happened, folks. It is harsh, stark reality, right?
Right. Very stark, sad.
Silverwolf in the house. I guess it
horns.
shows up on mine decent. Shows up on his decent. We'll put that back here for a minute. Welcome, Silverwolf.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Just run through it in a couple minutes. Like, you know, tell us an introduction. You know, maybe.
I come from my mom.
Yeah,
I got a dad.
Mom. You're born in the back seat of a Monte Carlo.
Ooh, them nice cars. A lot of room. Camp out in one of them. But no, I grew up in Flint, Michigan. My father and my grandfather all worked in the plants, and then along came that little nasty NAFTA agreement. I would be a prodigy, or I wouldn't say prodigal, but I would be the aftermath or the placenta of what has happened in Flint, Michigan. Look at me. I got lead poisoning. No, I'm playing. It is not serious. It's the water's still bad. It is still bad. But I was born in McLaren Hospital in Flint. My dad, my uncle, both my dad, my uncles, my grandfather, they all worked for the plant. It came to the NAFTA agreement. All the jobs went to Mexico. And there was nothing but a big sucking sound like Ross Perot. Remember Ross Perot with the alligator pointer? He says, if you sign this deal, you're going to hear nothing but... That man was 100% correct. 100%. It took all the jobs. Furthermore, I graduated, went in the military, learned how to swing a hammer, came home, and I tend to be on the higher part of the knowledge when it comes to carpentry. So I started my own business in 2001. It's called Silverwolf Builders, and that's what I've been doing. Right now I've been doing work around Midland, fixing all the homes that got flooded by the dam. So we got pandemic at the beginning of the year, then in March had this big rainfall, and very bad dam let go, and actually 2 reservoirs let go and flooded the whole area. So there's a lot of work, like there would be down there in Louisiana now with the hurricane.
Yeah.
All over the place.
So we're already at an hour in on this. This is crazy. But hey, we're gonna go. We're gonna go till like midnight maybe. It's about a 2-hour block. We're just now getting started and getting warmed up. We're gonna do a lot more. We're gonna take some phone calls on the second part of this show. So I'm out. I'm gonna have one more drink. You probably want one. Let's take a fall. We're probably gonna lose a few, but you guys don't take off. Stick around. You don't want to miss out. A couple phone calls. We got a few more things to go over before we get to the phone calls, but you're not going to want to miss out. I'm going to get something going here for the Patriots. I will play. What should I play? How about I play Operation Not Forgotten, the one from earlier this morning. Let me see how it. All right, so stick around, folks. We'll be back. This video says 11 minutes. We'll probably be back before then, but I'll let you listen to this in case you missed it earlier today. Adult and child sex trafficking is an unfortunate and horrifying reality that plagues countries all around the world, including the United States of America. As the TFTP has reported, people have been arrested attempting to purchase children as young as 3 months old to abuse them, including police officers and people in prominent positions all around the world, Even former child sex slaves have come forward to tell their stories and provide insight into the elite sicko club who have the money and the power and the resources to deal in the lives of children. This has been ongoing for millennia, yet the media and most Americans alike have largely ignored it until now.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil?
We know the elite are scared. They have covered for each other throughout the network of elite pedos and people part of the club. How does this work? People are like, I know the lady on the TV in my local, she's not part of it, she's not covering. Well, unfortunately, they don't have a say. The people on TV in your local areas read a teleprompter. What's put on the teleprompter comes from much higher above. The gatekeepers, the people that own these networks, don't let stories air when they're going to tell on their buddies or it implicates them. This is very easy and can be seen right here. The lady is baffled, doesn't understand, because she's not being logical about it.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. There will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. We will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known.
Amy Robach, I'm not sure if she's upset that the story went unnoticed for the victims and just for it to come out, or if she's upset that she didn't get to be the reporter that broke it. It seems a little bit more of she's really mad that she didn't get to report on it 3 years ago, and now it's all coming out, and it just really, really upsets her for her personal career, her agenda of her, having a good career. Unbelievable. The bigger picture is that it shows the cover-up, how it works, and how the media has been dead wrong and lying. The reality is reality. The reality is for us out here. The minute you look at the TV, your reality starts to change. They try to perceive things on the other end and tell you exactly what they want to tell you. And this is what we're up against. Speaking, nearly 40 children rescued in Georgia's sex trafficking bust. Associated Press 18 hours ago. 0 comments, not much publicity. Yes, you'll find some stories buried on the internet if you're looking, but will you hear it when you're watching one of the mainstream channels? No, they're too busy bashing Trump and how he walked and how he stood and what he said and his latest tweet. The U.S. Marshal Service said it launched Operation Not Forgotten and recovered 39 missing children, 26 of whom were rescued in another 13 located to make sure they were safe. In Atlanta, nearly 40 missing or endangered children have been rescued by the federal and state agents in Georgia, according to authorities. 13 missing children were found. An additional 26 endangered children were rescued during a 2-week operation dubbed Operation Not Forgotten in Atlanta and Macon. The U.S. Marshal Service announced on Thursday the missing children were considered to be some of the most at-risk and challenging recovering cases, and some were likely victims of child sex trafficking, child exploitation, and abuse, and had medical or mental health conditions, officials said. 9 people were arrested on charges including sex trafficking, parental kidnapping, custodial interference, as well as registered sex offender and weapons violations. Authorities did not identify the suspects. The U.S. Marshal Service is fully committed to assisting federal, state, and local agencies with locating, recovering, and endangering missing children, in addition to their primary fugitive apprehension mission, said Donald Washington, director of the Marshal Service. The message to missing children and their families is that we will never stop looking for you. And I can concur with that. I have done several videos over here at the Patriot Hour in the last 3 years on trafficked children, the need for our border wall and other countries. Over 800,000 kids go missing in the U.S. every year. 600,000 are pretty much accounted for in some way, shape, or form, but 200,000 roughly simply vanish off the face of the earth, it seems. And that's what they've always told us, and that's where the investigating stopped. But we knew, and we now know, and most of us are waking up to the fact of these kids were trafficked right on out of our country, while others from other countries are trafficked right on in. We have a problem here. We have a group of people that are hungry for these children, and I'm sure that will never stop. All we can do is turn the lights on the situation, bring a whole bunch of attention to, call out these people, and they'll never be able to walk the street safe again. That is something that has been different in the past. Everything's covered up. You never know who these people are, and they get to keep on operating. We have shut down Epstein Island now, and Maxwell sits behind bars getting ready to implicate many, many others, the people that like to shop off the menu. You have the people that ran it, and you have the people that are members. We are now turning our attention to the members. We warned you, criminal crook, sicko pedos, years ago, and you disregarded the warning. Now we have directed all of our attention to you and the American peoples. Your nightmare is just beginning. Your 9/11 is coming. Welcome to the show. Again, I am Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you. All the links are down below. The website is now operational. www.thepatriothour.com. Simple. For all your shirt needs, get over there. We're adding more daily. Again, we appreciate all the support. Make sure you are subscribed. Ring the bell for all alerts when we go live, do shows like this, informational videos for you to share. Please share all across all of your social media platforms while you can. We are heavily shadow banned since the very beginning of the COVID. They deem this channel dangerous, disturbing, and we agree. The world is a very disturbing and evil place right now. Nothing's been done for a very, very long time. Until now. It's really hot in here. I agree. All right, here we are. We are back.
Back in studio.
Back in the studio. So now you see what I deal with, right? It's just hot in here because of all this stuff on. All right, we got a refill.
Some zombie dust.
Some zombie.
Zombie dust. Got my COVID cover. What do you think about this COVID thing?
Hoax.
Hoax. I will say this. We were at the Patriot Fest 2 weeks ago, and there was people from all over, even from Florida. And I believe that all of us are still feeling good.
Yeah.
Still doing awesome.
I've been all over the world. And, ain't, you know, like, whew.
I think, I don't know, it's scary. What it is wrecking our economy. And that is exactly what China wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you feel it. You really do feel the crunch. I, as a general contractor, it's hard to get help because they got the extra $600, so nobody wants to show up to work. They want to sit on the couch, which I don't blame them because you can spend time with your children, deserve time, if it's quality time.
Yeah.
You know, if they're sitting there binging, you know, Breaking Bad instead of opening up the Bible, you know, they're not using their time right. But
Oh, that's sad.
it is sad. But what wrecked for the economy is that everything that was on the shelf got used up. And the jobs, or my construction jobs, kept moving.
Wood's hard to get by, come by right now.
Because it's not on the shelves. They got to still pick it from the trees and cure it and do all that stuff. So it's hit hard. I'm sure it's hit hard for everybody out there. Anyways.
All right, we're gonna look at a few comments here.
Uh-oh. I can only imagine. I hope my face is keeping them all under control in there and the rest of the mods.
They are holding it down.
I'm not sure what all mods are in there, but hi guys. Hi everybody. Puff, puff, pass, everybody. I keep rolling up.
Puff, puff, pass. We're gonna get to some phone calls here right after I figure out where my mouse is. No, we're gonna look at a few more headlines here because I just want to keep. We're not gonna bore the whole night with the Kenosha talk. I get it. People have already got it all figured out. You know, what can we add?
Look at hospitality.
Well, actually, let's do this. Let's do a little Twitter here.
Hey, Saber, how's it going? Sabertooth, I hope you're in there. My friend, my brother.
Look at that. That's Twitter. See how we're on?
Twitter. It's my first time on Twitter. I'm a virgin.
You're on Periscope and Twitter right now. We're actually live on Periscope.
Be easy with me.
This is earlier at the Patriot Hour.
Oh, look at that beautiful flag. Look at that sunset.
That's what I was showing.
It's God's country. Hoorah.
No hashtag Indiana Nights.
That's one thing when coming down here, I had to go west to get here, and I got to see the sunset.
Yes.
Definitely thank the Lord for that.
Let me see what else we did. A little bit of Twitter trolling here. There we go.
Well, I know what that is.
Come and take it.
That's a paintbrush.
This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My rifle is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life.
I like it.
That is the
Definitely like it.
the rifle. Chilling warning. So there's a video from earlier.
Zombies.
Why are we going through mine? Let's go to the wall, man.
The wall. Build the wall.
We could find some stuff here. There we go. I lost my senses when I got this close to the POTUS.
The only thing it's... there's my boy. That's the man of the man. Woo!
At least I know. Whoa.
See? You can't even blow that man over. It's like a weeble wobble. He weebles but don't wobble. Next to you, man. How can you hate that man? You're racist if you hate that man.
Could you guys hear that? I don't know if they could. I don't even know if they could hear it. All right, hold on. All right. I don't know if you guys could hear all that. Look, 45 seconds. Have you ever seen and I'll show you guys one of the earliest Q proofs, which is the Trump tweet deplorables.
I don't know what screen you're looking at. Fourth or the fifth one?
You can look at it whenever one you want.
Oh my gosh. A lot of TVs.
Trump tweet.
I'm gonna kick back.
Get comfortable.
Be comfortable. Drink my zombie dust. So how's everybody out there?
Yeah, go ahead and talk to him while I figure this out.
It's your big daddy talking to you guys. How you doing out there?
What's going on in the midnight? We're just burning the midnight oil. This is Johnny Cat Scratch Fever.
Uncle Ted, the Whack Master. I know Uncle Ted.
You ever seen the movie Trick or Treat back in the day with the dude like has had like it's something about rock and roll. I don't know if it's the Kiss dude in it or something.
No, I might have checked it out.
It's
just
old
called
school.
Trick or Treat.
It's old. It's like a 1985.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Trump
80s.
the tweet, the deplorables. I'm sitting here.
It's after midnight. It don't matter.
October 2017.
What happens
That
after
was November.
midnight doesn't.
Let's say
We
November
don't talk about it ever.
8th, 2017. See if that helps.
Just don't give us water like a gremlin. After midnight.
Jeez. They're not going to show the tweet. There it is. They actually did. Awesome. So now I can get to it. So, all right, now I'm on the official. Oh, it didn't take me to it. Ugh.
Have you tried to go to the Antifa.com? Do you know it goes straight to Joe Biden's campaign fund?
There it is. What's that now?
When you
Yeah.
go to
Done.
Antifa.com, go straight to Joe Biden's.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody's trolling somebody. or
No.
what, but
There's
is that real?
ways.
I'm sure
like,
not trying to donate.
They did that right after Hillary or somebody lost theirs and Trump bought it up. It was like you just had somebody on it. The minute the domain comes up, you can buy it. Which is weird because like I've had the Patriot Hour, I just had it on auto. So who doesn't do auto? I guess.
So if they take money from that website, then they're actually condoning what Antifa's doing. So then we need to vote them Dems out of office. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, so I'm going to show you here live one cool thing. All right, so look how old this is. Now, you might not be an expert with Twitter.
Nope.
And many of you at home, I'm going to pretend that you're not, even if you are. There's probably a few of you that are or that have it and you understand all this. But so I'm just going to act like none of you do. I'll explain it like that. All right, so this tweet here, we're on the Donald Trump official. How do I know we're on the official? That little blue or that little white stamp there with a check mark on anyone kind of somewhat famous. Anyone can do it, really. I can do it for the Patriot Hour. You just have to be verified. And there's a few steps, maybe I'll do that. But anyway, this is a verified Donald Trump because you'll see a lot of Donald J. Trump train, all these different ones with that exact picture.
Oh, I got it.
But this is the official.
The real deal.
Yep, that way you know it's coming from his account.
10-4.
All right, so now this photo, November 8th of 17, the Q officially started, the very first post. And I could bring that up here just so we can kind of do it cool. Take some time. No rush.
No,
We're having a good
exactly.
time.
No rush.
Burning the midnight oil. All right, so it's right here, tweet 1. Look at the date, October 28th, right?
Okay.
So October 28th of October 17 at 4:44 p.m. That was the very first one. So now we go back over here. I'm on the wrong screen. All right. There we are. All right. So there's that one from the 8th of November of 2017. So a week or 13 days later or something, right? It was October 28th. October 28th to November 8th.
Okay.
So Q dropped on the very first post about a week and a half before Trump drops this, or the official. Now, another thing I want to tell you is, and we're going to do this real quick, I'm going to go to my home Twitter here. All right, I'm gonna go to the home here. And let's say I want to post something. Let's say, just so you know, and I can show this if I go on this here. Let's just do this. I'll go to pictures, and I'm gonna grab this one that's 1231.
1, 2, 3.
Are we seeing this on that? I'm on the wrong desktop. Hold on, right here. There we go. I'm confused myself. All right, so right here, I'm gonna go to this picture. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename this Test 1. All right, so now that little, which is a,
I'm completely lost, but that's awesome. I'll drink a beer.
no. You'll understand it here in a minute.
You're pretty good.
I'm just showing you,
explaining, so I got this. I'll be the peanut gallery. You be the explainer.
I was just showing you guys this photo, but it didn't want to come up, which is odd as heck. It finally did. All right, so it's a picture of a storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just named it Test 1. Test 1. Okay, now I gotta get off that because that's messing me up. We're gonna get off that Twitter. Come over to Donald J. Trump's, get rid of that one. All right, so we're just gonna keep this one. So what I wanted to show you was when you upload a photo to Twitter, which I'm getting ready to do here, right here.
Upload a photo to the flag, the American flag.
Right here. So I'm gonna grab. Where did I have that at? Where did I do that at? Pictures. I'm gonna grab the one I called Test. Not that one. We'll call it.
Is Q in the room?
So there it is. Now I'm uploading that to Twitter, our very own picture. Boom, it's up there 1 second ago, 3 seconds ago.
All right.
And if anything, we'll see a heart pop up because people are going to start liking it. Maybe I didn't name it, but I did name it on my computer. And what did I name that? Test 1. Remember?
Right.
Now, if I go to grab this photo because I want to keep it, I'm gonna. If I'm gonna click on it, and I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna say Save Image. Now look what it generically comes up as on the fly. Can you?
I can't see
Okay.
it from here. You have to tell me.
It says, and I think people at home can kind of see it. I can't make it any bigger, but it says EGO 25555XG lowercase g capital A. What is that? A 10, 1 0, and then a lowercase. I don't know.
All right.
And then a T1. So it came with a whole stringer. What it wants to save it as into my computer. Now I thought I named it Test 1. I uploaded it to Twitter. Now I'm trying to re-download it from Twitter real quick. And they changed the whole damn name on me. Probably because there's something already named in all of Twitter's library of photos people have uploaded called Test 1. So you can never have something on a computer named something twice the same. It has to be. If you've ever downloaded something twice on a computer the exact same, the computer would generically put a 1 after something in parentheses to be like, copy 1.
Right.
Because it cannot, a computer would crash if it wouldn't know what to do with two things in the same location. So anyway, folks, you might think this is redundant. I haven't lost any of you yet, so you're following along. Those of you that just came in halfway, you're going to be really lost.
Really lost, but it's okay. Just puff pass.
But in a nutshell, I wanted to show everyone. I put something to Twitter. I named it on my computer, whatever I want. And in my own computer, which is a lot smaller, hard drives, Test 1 is fine. I don't have anything else named Test 1. So anyway, that we go to re-download it, and you just saw minutes ago, I saved it here. Go back to our thing. I'll go to the picture. There it is. It's got 6 hearts, 1 retweet.
already.
I'm gonna right click on it again. I'm gonna go to save image because I want to save it, and boom, it's gonna be called Ego 2555XG AIO blah 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 blah. Now, I'm not really gonna save it because I don't need to, but the point of that is this: on this post from Trump on 12 days, 10 days later after Q started posting, there's lots of things here, right? We look at this photo. Some say if you take the thumbs, right? We've done the where you take the make a circle with all the thumbs up here, the high ones,
Oh, it's cute.
and then the lower guy, right? You have to come back and you come lower and come out to Trump's, and you get a Q out of it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's just a coincidence. But now look at it was posted at 1:17 p.m. So there, people say the 17. All right. Now, if I go to right click on this,
On 2017.
if I go to right click on this picture to save it generically, coming off of Trump's Twitter here, it says, "Do it Q." Come up there and stare at it. Go ahead and take your headphones off.
And it does?
So hold on, let me look. I'm gonna right click, left click, or whatever. Right click, copy image, save image. I want to save it to my computer.
How do you find that?
Look, do it Q, then JAAA. Ain't that wild?
That is wild.
So
that is 100% wild. How did you even find that? How did you?
that's one of the thousands of Q proofs we've found.
Q proofs. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Little things like that. So now that's either a coincidence, again, with Q, Trump, just randomness of how Twitter.
How can you call it a coincidence?
I know.
That's a Q. That's a Q out of thumbs.
That's access to be able to do things like that.
17 thumbs in a circle? What do you want? To make it even more of a quinky dink, huh?
So does everyone get that? I think my chat's froze up over here. Let me redo a little re-kick. We got 1,425 in the room. Welcome to the Patriot Hour.
Welcome to the craziness after midnight.
What did you think of that one, though? Did that one?
It won me. You know, I was already one over Q, but shoot, now
Well.
it's there. I mean, you can't get any more quinky dink than that.
All right, let me
They say close only counts in horseshoes and quates.
We could probably. Damn. Where is.
Did
got
you see
that,
that?
so-
What is that? Where Elon Musk got high on who was that? Too bad we couldn't. Yeah.
On what show?
Oh, what was that? I hate when I remember something. I can't remember the name. But Elon Musk got high and he did a talk show with a pretty prominent guy, and it's not very good to forget his name right now. He put me on the spot.
I can't. Okay, I got to restore chat. There we go. Let me pop up.
Fix your computer and forget what I just said.
Well, no, I couldn't see. You're all right. I couldn't see any. I couldn't see any chats, but we're good now. All right.
10-4.
All right. So, what did you guys think of that one? We got a whole bunch here. I'm trying to look at. Love these Patriots. No coincidences. Yes. Who is Q? What do you guys think of Charlie Ward? I've listened to quite a few shows of Charlie. He's I think he does great stuff. 1425, great crowd, verified Q. Yes, that's a Q. All right, we can show a few more. That's what people want. Do we have? All right, hold on here. So, what do you see when you look in that picture?
I see a Trump and Q. And Air Force One. They're definitely on the plane.
Yeah, that is a original pic.
Well-dressed men, it is for sure.
It's kind of definitely.
We had a little faux pas. Minor faux pas. Me being me. Apologize.
That is a all right, so let me do this. Again, I'm just showing you guys if you you don't have the right to name anything on Twitter. It's going to be named by them, by their algorithm as you go to put something in. Even if you were to make a photo on your own computer, save it, whatever you want to call it, which I just showed everyone. And then when you go to upload it to Twitter, it'll be renamed to what Twitter wants it to be. This photo here.
So you don't get to pick the name at all.
No, so I'll show that again.
I seen that, but I mean, it's like, so.
So look at this one. This one here in my Friday Flow folder is called Download. It's a pretty cool picture. I'm going to rename it.
Yeah, move.
Child TRA, just because that's what it references. So I'm going to do that. And now it's in there called that. I'm going to download this one real quick. Copy, save image as. Again, this shows you here. It's called Do It Q. If you look at the comments, even on Trump's Twitter here, this original verified Trump Twitter, congratulations to all the deplorables and the millions of people who gave us a massive 304-227 electoral college landslide victory. If you look at here, people are telling you, do it Q. There's the code that comes up. Do it Q. JAU1AA8OWSQ. Right click and save as. See what the title is. Do It Q, November 8th of 2017. 10 days after Q started posting. Interesting. And then here, 1 leaks from the DOJ Bruce Orr meeting. Who are the other people in the picture? Is there also Ezra Cohen Watnick? Do it Q, do it Q. Look at some of this stuff upside down. People have analyzed this photo to the extremes.
They have. I mean, they pick everything apart. That's why anytime I send a picture, I always look at it. And then somebody sends something, I'm like, oh, I missed that. So
Why did I miss it?
How did I do that?
Now this is awesome. That very, very much is. So I'm gonna kick a dead horse, but this was. I've got plenty of videos on this. Boy, oh boy, do I! Because I got 2,000 videos for you guys out there, for your viewing pleasure.
Just remember next time you let me in here, give me a sippy cup.
We should. What else can I show you to blow your mind? Have I ever showed you the Vegas? Have you ever seen my Vegas video?
Vegas. I'm sure I have.
So do you know the whole story of Las Vegas or
with the shootout?
Yeah, it was supposed to be an assassination
there
attempt.
There is definitely more than one shooter. Without a doubt, you can hear it.
Yes, yes.
I mean, there's probably even some on the ground. So it's a terrible time.
All right, so we can. Let me see if I find that. We can find that. We'll just do YouTube, and we'll do this. Las Vegas shooting. Patriot. Boom! I can always find it. There it is. So let me grab this, copy, pause.
Doing a little flashback. So scared to reach for my beard now.
Just hold on to it.
Yo, definitely, I ain't putting it back up there.
Web. I'll paste this. That way you guys can hear it. I don't think you guys are hearing. All right, after this, we will take some phone calls. Check this out.
Phone calls.
Gotta sign in to confirm me age. Unbelievable. I don't even know how to do that.
Are you old enough, Mike?
I don't even know, Captain. Let me sign in offline. I'm not that stupid. What am I doing here? It's going to want me to verify and stuff. I can't do all that. All right, so let's just, I'll just screen show you. We can hear it. They can't. But, that was funny the other night. Who was it? Nancy Pelosi was like, so what do you think that Trump or Biden should debate, Trump? And she's like, don't tell anybody, but, don't, especially Biden. But she was on the stage, right? And I'm like, what the?
If they did debate, imagine the sound bites you guys would have.
What
the
a
parodies
ruse.
you could make.
I was just like, what the hell? So I did that in the video. It's like, hey guys, don't tell anybody, but we're doing something, huge next week. It's like, what the heck? You wouldn't be online or TV saying that then. So it's on this one. There we are.
All right, clicking.
Click.
Click.
All right. I'm going to scan it a little bit. Yeah, so I saw this the very first night. So you're naturally wanting to look up here, right?
Right.
But look where my mouse is. Keep an eye on right here.
There's two guns.
This guy.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't aim for a yellow vest, huh?
Now watch. Did you see it? Take another look. Watch right here where my mouse is. See my mouse? Right here. See these people? Right here. Watch this guy. So bottom left corner. Keep an eye on the guy in the yellow vest right here. The security guard. This Israeli security guard. Right here. Watch that screen. Watch him cut in. Watch the flash.
Man. This is terrible. Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to slow it down, zoom it in, so you could observe it better. Now watch the guy appear, security guard in a vest. What do you see?
Yeah, I see the flash.
Look at the people in front. What do? What are the people, that three people right there?
Right. It's crazy.
That was on Raw TV. That was the first video to ever feed out. And I was laying in bed as it broke. You could see him pull his gun up.
Right. Right there.
It's a short one. He's got it on a rope.
Why?
Ground level.
Yep. Ground level. I told you there's more than one shooter.
And then he runs back looking like an innocent. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Never seen that?
No. No, I don't think I've seen this. It's just crazy. I wonder what it's all for.
Well, so the story goes... It's awesome.
Grooving after midnight.
It's after midnight.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Oh, that's on, no wonder I'm having a hard time. They can't hear that. We're sitting here dancing to nothing. So, because it was a screen capture, let me make sure that's off. I need to shut that down, actually. All right. So, Vegas. Trump was in Vegas that night. We verified, well, can't verify. It's possible that he could have been there because he was somewhere else. He flew back in earlier that day to D.C. like at 3 or 4. And then you're like, okay, 4 o'clock to like 9 o'clock when that all happened. But then there's a time difference of Vegas. And plus, if he took a certain plane, he could have got there in 45 minutes to an hour. He's got that one Marine, that Sonic jet, whatever the hell he can get. It's not on the official records that he was out there, but the story goes that he was there. He was on that floor. The floor that the shooting happened on was owned by that Al Salawib from Saudi Arabia, the one prince. The one above it was it Bill Gates or something, or below? So anyway, that whole guy, that Paddock, he was a CIA gun runner. He had did this before, like many a times over the last several years. He was to go into hotel rooms when the handlers would call him. He was confronted at somehow, some way apart along the way. If you look at how anybody's gathered up by the FBI in these movies, you ever seen like Made in America with Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise, where he's a pilot and how they get him because he's selling cigars in the beginning. He's a normal pilot for like American Airlines. They hem him up on Cuban cigars that he's smuggling in, and he thought he was going to go to jail for it because he was getting a few, selling them to a couple of the other pilots and making a couple $100. Right. He's like, am I going to go to jail? And they're like, man, if you work with us. And they end up had him do all this stuff in Arkansas under the Clinton era, flying in the Nicaraguans, doing that whole crap. Crazy true story. And then, you know, they basically throw him away at the end like they do anyone else. Once it all comes out and it gets close to whatever, they'll put you in a situation like that Paddock where he ends up dead. But he had did a bunch of gun sales for him, you guys. That's what he was. He was a gun, he thought he was doing the right thing, and he probably was for a lot of years. He would go into hotel rooms, wire them up, meet with, foreigners, Muslim background people from the Middle East that were looking for certain weapons once they were here. He would have all of them on display. They would check them over, say they wanted this amount of so many, and I think they would arrange that later for a later deal. This was like the first meeting, have one of each, let them look at them, get their order in. And he's done this several times. So he'd wire up the room, record them, because that's what he was told to do, and then he'd do these deals. The people would leave. He would turn over all the evidence to the FBI or the CIA, whoever he was working for.
Like
I'm pretty
a sting
sure.
operation.
Yeah, and he would go on and get paid big money, and that's why everyone's like, all he ever did was gamble. He would just live in the casinos. He had a lot of money. He made a lot of money doing this, and he was a government, thinking he was, he probably left these things thinking like, I'm a good American. I'm helping take down terrorists. That's how they would prop it to you.
Why?
Because he would never know, because he would turn over the video thing, not really sell guns. He was a salesman. He was a gunman. You ever seen the movie with Nicolas Cage, where he
arms
did
dealer?
Yeah, he's an arms dealer.
Right,
worldwide.
Right.
Put that to this guy, but it...
Why didn't that story come out?
Because they have to hide that. Just like Tim McVeigh, he worked for the CIA. That didn't come out until 2011. The Oklahoma City bombing happened in 95, and through FOIA and court case after all that, and the people fighting for it like us, very small groups back then, people like Bill Cooper and other people, they fought. And then 2011, from 95 Oklahoma City to 2011, finally came out that Tim McVeigh was working for the CIA.
That's terrible. I mean, I don't know what to say.
And then nobody cares that year, many years later. Like today, it's like, you knew all about Oklahoma City. You're just now today found out it was Tim McVeigh. I've done videos on it, and I'm trying my hardest to get the message out.
You're trying to convince the choir that the CIA doesn't pull puppet strings. You're preaching to the choir.
Well, no, the bigger point of that is, folks, is so this guy Paddock, we dug, and I found out things like, so he was all he was all set up in Chicago 2 weeks before the Vegas shooting in a hotel overlooking the Lollapalooza that happens every year.
Right.
He was set up in a hotel, window facing. The concert event was over here. I think Trump was supposed to be there, but he never showed up. So then they called it all off. Okay. Now, the Paddock guy, I don't think he was involved in any of this other than just knowing they kept putting him in places. So they finally put him in the Vegas one. Trump is there that day.
The opportunity was
meeting, right. Yeah. And this guy doesn't know. He just thinks he's there waiting for people to show up to show guns. Right. Like normal day for him. But there's a much bigger plot being played on the son of a bitch that day.
Right.
And Trump's down here. Now, these guys come storming in. They're supposed to kill Trump, kill Paddock, and then shoot out the windows like they did, and then shoot on the crowd.
Right.
So it's supposed to be a way bigger event than what it already was.
And they didn't get
It was supposed to be JFK style, and then plus everything else we got.
That's crazy.
So therefore, they had the right to start what we are, what we're going through, the information, the back channel, because we're infiltrated to a level of, you can't trust the news.
No, not
They're
mainstream.
And you said, it's not every single one of them know it. It's they're just reading teleprompters. I showed the video today, if you saw it, where the news ladies, 3 years ago we had everything on Epstein.
Mm-hmm. No, it's that.
Was she crying about that she, that the guy didn't go down sooner, and they could have, because that's the whole thing. He just lived another 3 years. Even as a reporter, as a human, you're sitting there knowing everything that you went through, all the people you got in touch with, all the victims that you coerced to come out of the closet and talk to you, and then promised them that, we're going to get there, but never came out. You're sitting there saying, we had all this. Now every day goes by, more stories come out, and I'm livid because we had
You think with the platforms that everybody has, she probably could have got it out if she would have.
If she wanted, how about it being anonymous and dumping it over on the old 4chan?
Right, no, she was worried about the ratings.
Yeah, no.
She wanted the ratings.
I'm not going to burn a good story like that over on the 4chan and not get credit for it. She wanted credit. That's what's sad, too.
She could have saved and everything.
How many more children didn't get harmed because of your fast due diligence, quick acting? No, your boss told you can it. Now, again, what makes you think that? It's like, well, nothing in here implicates you, sir. Maybe she's telling him that, and he's like, it don't matter. A phone call came in. Nobody knows, but that's how that works. People don't understand how it works. I had a buddy early on in all this, he's like, well, so wait a minute, you were in the military, so you were involved in all this? You say military, these people? I was like, nah, it's compartmentalization. And that's hard for people to get over, whole compartmentalizing of information.
One compartment doesn't know about the other compartment.
And this is an ancient thing.
Right.
There's always been leaders throughout time. Some people, the guys is that, well, back in the day they had the tall white hair and they lived in castles and they dominated. And it's like, these people have now blended into us. They learn to speak like us. When they talk with us, they speak like you. They'll even act a little dumber. Hillary Clinton, right? Well, did you wipe that server, ma'am? What do you mean, like with a cloth? She acted really dumb. Like, she knew what white meant. But she broke it down to, look at the level of the people in that gymnasium and be, they did do a good job on that. There was a lot of older people that were like, yeah, the whole email thing, just get over it. It was a mistake. She said she made a mistake. And they don't know the level of that. And it's like, no, that's equivalent. Emailing is equivalent to just talking on the phone to the enemy or any of these other things that you would know to be very, very bad. And anyone in the security game would know that. She was vice president, first lady. She would have had all kinds of briefings in the early 90s over all that stuff, just being first lady.
All that classified information.
So by the time in 2010, she should have been an expert in the field of how to not be dumb.
Well, yeah, not keep a server in a bathroom. Yeah, but,
it makes such a great bathroom door, ornament, and
I held the toilet paper.
It holds the toilet paper rolls for years. Bill keeps his nudie mags on them. Come on.
Yeah, right. No. But if it was broke into and hacked, imagine the information that was given up on Benghazi. Maybe that is, maybe she's the. Thank you. I've been redeemed.
That's just a little spillover. These are heavy. It's perfect. Actually, the Trump took the brunt of it. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
He don't even drink.
He is taking the brunt of everything, isn't he? guy deserves a big hug.
Poor guy. Poor gay.
I feel privileged to be living through these times and witnessing and being on the right side. Being on the Trump train.
Yeah.
It's going to finish in history. It's
this is historical.
It's the right side. And you're going to be a winner.
You're going to be a winner.
Winner, big chicken dinner.
What a great show, you guys. I can't believe I should do Saturday night shows all the time. Again, all the links are down below. We appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and finish this out with a couple of phone calls. So phone lines are open, I believe.
Oh. here we go.
Wow, that is loud. Let me see what I can do. That would be here. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Could you guys hear that too? Could you guys hear the, yeah? All right. So that number... 202-506-9005. Where can I get that? Right here.
Well, anyways.
202.
I'm calling. Say hello to the old Silver Wolf.
202-506 9005. Phone lines are open. The number is above my head. No sound. Who's got no sound? Yeah, you got tone. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie Bear. We got our mods in the room. Give them a big shout out. We got Carrie Bear and Face holding
Hello,
it down.
mods. Holding it down.
And I don't see if we're, we got a little delay, I believe, so should be good. We'll sit back, take some phone calls. We gotta, it always takes 30 seconds, and then once it starts ringing, it don't stop. But, you know, it is
You hear
midnight.
that beeping.
Try not to do no drunk calls. I know it's Saturday. I mean, hey, you know, if you're out having a good time, call in. Give a shout out to your loved ones. Caller's choice.
Way off the hook.
Call whatever you know, whatever you
Call
want.
and be crazy. Anything goes. No.
Anything goes. Not Delilah, but I guess we can talk about your broken relationship.
I'm
We
against
got
this
Silver
chair
Wolf.
making that weird noise. Keep my feet away from it. Anyways, so Mike.
505. All right, hold on. Nobody might not call in. This would be the first time ever. Why don't you go out in the hallway and call?
Hello, this is Bob.
Hello.
Long-time caller,
Bob.
first-time listener.
What's going on, Bob? Well, my wife recently left me. I was wondering, you know, had maybe a song you can play. No, Bob.
I'm trying to order the
It's
knife
Rob.
collection. $125. You just showed it.
This is, I probably don't even have it on, maybe. Number again? It's up above the head, I thought. Maybe I got the wrong
Okay,
one.
I guess Sabretooth to call in. Come on, Saber.
259, yeah.
Step out and say hi.
Nobody's like...
That's all right. We can talk about whatever we want then.
Yeah, the phone lines are open, you know. Call if you want. We can't force you. I figured Sean from Communist Jersey, but where's he at?
Oh, speaking of New Jersey, man is right. That place is a communist place. I was there last year. Got myself in trouble. Not gonna say exactly what I got charged with, but it's
Let's delve into that.
Yeah, you really want to?
No. See, it might not. That might be something going on here.
Let's prank call someone. Ask them if their fridge is running.
I don't know.
Better catch it.
Somebody said it's not working. I figured there's something not right.
Yeah, it's Saturday night after midnight. We're not pushing the right buttons.
It is midnight. Somebody test it. I don't know.
Come on, Face.
Somebody Face, call it 202-506-9005. Check the phone line.
Why is Hillary?
I'm getting a dial tone.
Call it This makes for great content.
It sure does. Not working. Maybe I have the...
Well,
Let me see what I got going on here.
so there I was sitting in a bar, right?
Joe Biden walks into a bar and...
Have I been in here before?
do I come here often?
Just give me what I used to order.
Bartender says, "Hey, Joe, what are you having?" "I don't know. You tell me." All right. I'll check the phone lines. I'm going to shut her down. Should have been working. It's still open.
So what about the price of tea in China? It's not as strong.
How about those bears?
How about them Lions?
What are they doing?
I'm not
I'm
sure.
joking.
They ain't playing like the NBA, probably. We want to receive our paychecks, but we don't want to work. That doesn't everybody.
Oh, man. What a joke, you know. See, that's all controlled stuff by the arm of the Illuminati.
The Illuminati will get me started.
So they shut them all down.
The elite.
They shut it all down.
BLM should try to go after the elite instead of small business owners. Go tear up Pelosi's house. That ain't gonna happen. But you're like in Chicago, they tried going after the mayor. Mayor says, "Okay, you're not doing it no more. You're done protesting."
You got your phone on you now?
Yeah.
Go ahead and call. See if it works.
Give me the
It's
phone
acting
number.
like it's not working. It's kind of weird.
What's the phone number?
Hold on. Not right.
1-800 call Patriot Hour.
I might have to log in here, so hold on. Having all kinds of issues.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's late. I'm tired. Just joking.
Fat spillage.
Uh-oh.
I got an answering machine. Leave a voicemail.
Yeah, that would be about right.
I don't know. What do we do now? We have a staring
I don't know.
contest.
I don't know if
I could probably win.
I don't know if maybe this is expired already. Maybe I only did 6 months. It keeps, like, I've never had this much issue. I'm trying everything I know. I'm throwing everything. I'm throwing everything at it, and nothing's working. All right, so no phone calls. That was all a lie to keep you guys here for last couple hours. Waste your time. No, we're sorry. I apologize. The screen isn't frozen here. Okay, yeah. If you have a screen frozen or any audio issues,
always
jump
back out. Close
Back
the
out.
app. Come back in the app. That usually refreshes it and makes it all work again.
I'm seeing a solid live stream. See the green dot? That tells me that the stream is solid. If it's yellow, that can mean it can be a little. I've seen that before. And then red is horrible.
Horrible. No red.
But we're doing good. We got
Do not pass
1,027 in the room. People are dropping. No, we didn't lie. I'm gonna fix the phone calls by tomorrow. I'm gonna be going again live tomorrow evening. Maybe we'll do one in the morning. We'll see how we feel before he has to head out. But I guess we'll shut her down. I know we're over 2 hours. It's over midnight.
2 hours doesn't seem like that.
1 hour and 56 minutes. So by
2
the time
hours.
by the time we close it out, because we're going to bring up the chatters, I want everyone to tell us we got a lot in the room. Sound
Tell us
off.
where you're from.
Yes. And we're going to have Silverwolf read them all off as best as he can.
Oh no, here we go. I
What is going on
graduated
here?
6th grade twice. I got 12 years education. I can do this. I'm calling from Washington, but the phone lines don't work. apologize.
Jeez.
Ooh, Louisiana. I hope you did okay during the hurricane. And that you're still around. So is your roof.
God bless each and every.
We got Faye. She's from South Carolina. That's all I know. Oh, and Sabretooth's from Washington, D.C.
They're up there.
I know. I was going off my memory.
Fishers, Indiana. Sherwood, Maine. Kentucky, Hillbilly.
Colorado.
Oh, they're not moving. Hold on.
We got China, Michigan. Where exactly is China, Michigan?
Come on, read them all.
Hey, Georgia. We got New York. South Carolina, West Virginia, South Dakota, Milwaukee, Utah, Illinois. Keystone State. Philadelphia.
Whoop, whoop.
We got Woot Woot. I'm not sure where that is, but
I think that's over in Russia.
Ohio. We got the Buckeyes. Saginaw, Michigan. What's up, David? How you doing there in Saginaw, down there in Old Town, huh? I know Saginaw all too well.
South Dakota.
Yep, South Dakota.
California in the house.
Arizona. New
Arlington
England.
Heights.
Ooh, all the way from New England.
Ohio, Staten Island, Tennessee, Rhode Island, MISSI, PPI, Winnipeg, Monty, all Texas, I like to call
Texas,
it, Spokane,
Washington,
California,
New York. Which
Columbia.
part of New York?
Georgia, Ohio,
New Mexico. See any UFOs out there in New Mexico?
Dollywood, Cyprus, South Kakalaki in the house, Killer Pedophiles,
Hawaii.
Norman, Oklahoma, Ontario, Canada, Montana, Sedition,
Southwest Michigan.
Sedition, Brilliant, Ohio, Biden's nursing home, checking in from Biden's nursing home.
Love my Patriots. I definitely love my Patriots.
California.
Oregon.
Dollywood. Yeah. International Space Station.
Brown County, Florida. Madison, Wisconsin. Somewhere in Canada. It went too fast. West Virginia. A lot of Colorado.
Oaklawn, Vancouver, Washington in the house. Area 51.
Ooh, UFOs. It's good times, man. I really appreciate that you invited me along to come along and see the studio, and I've been a good Patriot fan. I love this place.
You yeah, because when you did get here when you were in town, but I remember we talked about getting up here, but then I don't know, it was really late. We ended up shooting back to the fest.
Right? Never got to see the studio when I was here the first time, but
Works out.
quite the place.
Yeah, did you end up getting that album of JT's? Did you like his music at all?
Oh, JT was awesome. Him and his wife, they were great to meet. Great people, beautiful music.
And then again, Americans Conspiracies and Cover-Ups. I'm probably going to get back in touch with Douglas Sagrana and the other guy as well, is Jeffries. So we can have a follow-up with them. It's been a while. I was real bogged down with the Patriot Fest about a month before, and now it's been a couple weeks after, but still just kind of getting back in the loop.
Running a festival is some work.
Yes, it is.
A lot of work.
Silver Wolf in the house.
It doesn't even show up.
But I think that's a pretty good screen for a facial. Look at that.
Yeah, what's going on?
See a lot better now. All right, so I'll ask you several questions here.
It's like 2020?
Yes.
All right.
Are you going to come back to the Patriot Fest for 2021?
Without a doubt. The question is, how much pot will I be bringing?
Oh,
I'm just playing.
he's just joking.
Just joking.
What about, and who you voting for? Well, you don't have to answer that, but.
Well, I'm voting for Trump.
Okay.
I'll put that right out there. All right. That's my testimonial. I love the Lord Jesus, and Donald Trump is my president.
Are you going to vote by mail, or in
no.
person?
No, in person. In person. I have a little story about that voting problem. I had when I went and did the primaries. You weren't allowed to vote for either Republican or Democrat. Well, the ballot box didn't work, and the lady put my ballot in like 3 times, and it fell out on the floor. And of course, being you can't cross party lines, they knew what I was voting for. And I ended up getting a little loud with the lady, but not belligerent. 5 minutes later, I went home, sat down. Next thing I know, 5 cops show up. It's after midnight. Shh. But eventually 5 cops came to my house to see if I had casted my vote properly. I mean, who gets that? Oh yeah, who gets that kind of treatment, you know? But at any rate, make sure to go in person, vote, do not mail in. It's a scam, it's a hoax. The mail sorting machines cannot get it all done. They cannot figure it out. Absentee ballots definitely have a way of you know, check and balance systems, not the mail-in votes. It's like, you know, publisher clearinghouse, vote many, vote all, you know. But definitely vote.
So vote in person. That's your best advice for the people.
100%.
What else what advice would you give the good people out there listening tonight as we close this episode out? If they're hearing on the TV, you know, don't worry about going out and voting. Don't worry about getting off your couch. Biden's already won. Biden's already got it all nabbed up. You know, what kind of advice would you give the people listening to the TV maybe that day about Biden's already got it, don't worry about voting? Because they're kind of doing that with Hillary last time, but Trump won.
Well, yeah, they were definitely...
To the last, 10 o'clock at night, like, I don't know, I think she still got it.
There's a lot of liberal tears that hit the ground. If you're going to give me the opportunity to use the platform and say something, I would like to use it to say a prayer.
Yes.
For the nation. And this prayer was written by George Washington. It is called the Nation's Prayer. And I think if we all sat down and prayed this for a week straight, I believe God would make it right. We all know that I believe that God put Donald Trump into office because that's his plan. If you imagine Jesus for president, we'd all be straight, wouldn't we? Anyways, I believe there's a purpose. God has a plan. And I come across this prayer, and if I'm going to use the platform to say something, and I want to say something, this is what I would like to say, and I would like to read this prayer. So everybody, are you ready?
Yes.
Everybody bow your head. And this prayer was written by George Washington on June 8th in 1783. It was sent to all the governors in the state. It says, Almighty God, we make our earnest prayer that thou will keep the United States in the holy protection, and that thou will incline the hearts of the citizens to cultivate a spirit of subordination and obedience to government, and entertain a brotherly affection and love for one another and for their fellow citizens of the United States at large. And finally, that thou will most graciously be pleased to dispose us all to do justice, to love mercy, and to demand ourselves with that clarity, humility, and pacific temper of mind which were the characteristics of the divine author of our blessed religion, and without an humble imitation of whose examples in these things we can never hope to be a happy nation. Grant our supplication, we beseech thee, through the Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I just used that time, I'm sorry.
You're good, brother.
But I feel like if we all said that prayer for like a week straight in the mornings, maybe he'd turn it around and COVID would go away and all the rioting would stop and Trump would be our president. November 3rd moves on very easily, and end up
like the way you think, brother.
back to a normal nation where neighbors helping neighbors and friends being friends, and none of this arguing on the streets. Definitely more hugs.
Man, I hope every one of these bastards get what they deserve.
Prosecutors say next to be indicted will be...
What? Indicted? Indicted?
That's not
Listen to a
fair.
little bit of this
They
as we-
made you go on that show.
I feel good, bro.
You hear what they said, Jay?
As we close it out,
But you only said what
there's gonna be a little bit of indictments going on here. This is a video I made about
You'll be okay.
2 years
Just
ago.
calm down,
Okay, indicted!
honey. But you only made you.
right here.
Indicted? Indicted?
That's not fair. They made you go on that show.
You hear what they said, Jay? I'm gonna be indicted.
But you only said what they told
Indicted,
you.
Jane! Indicted! I'm gonna be indicted!
No, wait, it's gonna be okay.
Indicted!
Honey, Dick.
Indicted!
Honey.
I'm gonna be indicted!
Hold it, they can't. It's gonna be okay. Just calm down.
Knock,
I can't come down, I'm gonna be indicted! Indicted!
Indicted.
Taking off his car. Hashtag mass arrest.
Calm down.
I can't come down, I'm gonna be indicted!
I can't come down. I'm gonna be indicted. Yeah.
Calm down.
I can't come down, I'm gonna be indicted!
Calm down.
I can't come down, I'm gonna be indicted! Indicted!
This is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept. We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president!
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. Every day between now and November 2020, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. What matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. That all changes starting right here and right now.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind and design this rhyme to explain it through time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unfair.
row.
Way when all this arrest happened with Trump, wouldn't you want to be there? Be like, look to the window, I told you so.
Don't want no preacher man to come around. I don't need him to lay my burden down. I already told Jesus everything I know.
Death row.
Death row. When it's time for my last request, tell my mama that I did my best. Tell my baby that I love her so. Death row. Death row. Death row.
Enjoyed all of you guys being here tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, it was definitely a unique night from the moment I got
Got
up.
a calendar on
Did
my
not
wall.
expect this. Did not expect to come down here and hang out with you all. Had a blast.
We're gonna be doing it again real soon. Next time we'll plan it a little better. Maybe have, you know, Scott or Ben or somebody, Woodman, you know, get Woodman over here. He'd sit in that chair. I got like 3 or 4 mics set up. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna go enjoy some company for a little bit, and you guys join in tomorrow evening or maybe tomorrow morning. Who knows if we'll pop something off in the morning. We'll see how we all feel and what time's going. And I got time. Tomorrow's another show day for me, so
Sunday.
Super sale. Sunday.
Spend that money.
$5 entry fee.
Buy that TV. That'll only work for 3 months.
All right, you guys. See ya.
Puff, puff, pass.
That's puff, puff, pass. To the right.
To the right.
I think.
To the right. If you go to the left, you're the wrong side.
You get killed in some circles if you do the wrong thing, folks.
Yeah. Definitely get hurt. Hi, girl. What's up, grilling?
Gonna miss you guys. Good night. Sleep
Good night,
tight.
y'all.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
After midnight.
Peace.